This is modern homesteading.
Let's take a look at the plug. Actually, the plug looks good. I think it's a new plug. I'll clean that up. I'll gap it, and we'll just go with it. So I can see the piston and a good portion of the bore. It actually looks pretty good. I'll put a little bit of light oil in there to keep that cylinder lubed up a bit. So you can see underneath right there through my mirror, there's the little butterfly that controls the air-fuel mixture. Unlike a car where you control that with your throttle, with your foot, this is controlled mechanically by the engine itself. I also saw under there, right there is a soft plug that looks a little rusty. That may leak a little bit. We might have to replace that in the future, but we'll hold off and wait and see. Let's do just a quick inspection of the exhaust. This is the muffler right here, the exhaust port. Make sure that there's no major blockages there. You can see the exhaust valve. It actually looks pretty good. Yeah. This copper colored stuff you see me putting on threads there is a anti-seize lubricant. Good stuff. On anything where you have threads that that get hot, or I mean, there's no reason not to use it unless it's something you don't want to back out, because it does keep it a little slippery, but it keeps it from seizing up. Anything that you might want to remove, it's good stuff. So I've got the cover off the magneto, and I'm going to check the points, and boy, they look really good. A little bit of corrosion here on the top, but surprisingly good. Points look good, opening and closing. I'll check, make sure they're in spec, but looks like those have been recently replaced. So we got the fuel system all nice and cleaned up, ready to go. So there's the Venturi. There's the spring. The keeper. I think we're ready to start it. I've got a good spark. I had to take the points all apart in the condenser and reset everything. But got a good blue. You can see here. Good blue spark. Everything's put back together. Let's put some water and gas in it. See if it'll go.
I think you have to do it longer. Hate to say. Now pretend you're 20 and do it for 3 times as long.
I'm stronger now than I was when I was 20.
Looks like you got soft hands to me.
Yeah. In the starting sequence, dislocated thumb, really sore arm, and a blood blister. And a stink.
I'm glad you're finally learning how to work, and I can tell you the truth about the stink.
Right. Shall we try this again? I've had 2 days to recover my arm and shoulder from cranking this thing over, and have nursed the blood blisters on my hand. And oh no! How did that happen? I do have a spare, but it's not as good. There was a spare spark plug on the ground when I picked this up. I grabbed it, put it in my pocket, just in case. I'm glad I did. I've got a new one on order. These are kind of hard to come by. Most parts stores don't stock them anymore. But it's all we have. So I've got it gapped. And let's try it out here. You want to be careful with this one. It's like the insulator's missing the top. So I got the old spark plug cleaned up and gapped the best I can. I think I mentioned this. I got a new one coming in, but it won't be in until Monday afternoon. So this is our last shot here. So one potential problem that crossed my mind when I was laying in bed thinking about this was this fuel line right here. This fuel line has a little check valve in the bottom of it. What a check valve is it only allows fuel to run one way. So this, not having a traditional fuel pump, relies upon the vacuum of the intake stroke for the manifold. And so as this is a little fuel line goes down into the tank, and it's submerged in the fuel. As it draws fuel up, there's a little check valve right there that prevents the fuel from running back into the tank. So the engine doesn't have to continue to pull fuel every time. And what I think may have happened is I think that this check valve may be bad, and we can test that by blowing through the fuel line backwards. And indeed, it is. So I don't have a new check valve, so what we can do is we can, let me make up another fuel line for it, and we'll elevate the fuel so it's above the intake, so the fuel will automatically go in there, and see if that doesn't make the difference, so we can replace this. So here's my impromptu fuel tank. The fuel will be elevated, so the check valve is no longer relevant until I can get a replacement. Fuel line runs down from the water bottle and into the fuel mixer. So let's put, I've got some proper gas. It's not that, I got some high test, high octane, non-ethanol gas. So we'll give it every advantage. I wish I had a new spark plug, but I don't. So here goes nothing. Stupid safety cans. We'll choke it briefly. Oops, got a lot of compression. 1 or 2. so close. It wants to go. Oh, it wanted to go. So, is that grease on my face? But it didn't, did it? 10-minute video, over 10 minutes. How's that for you sissies that keep whining about content? 10 minutes, 41 seconds. So, I didn't show you the half the attempts that I spent trying to crank that engine over, and then reason started to enter my pea brain, and I thought to myself, the reason why it's not starting is because there's something wrong. So, continuing to crank on it and destroy my shoulder, hand, and arm is not going to change the outcome. So, I made a phone call to fantastic YouTuber. Now his name escapes me. What is it? What is it? What is it? Sam. Shop Dog Sam. Excellent YouTube channel. One of my favorite channels that I subscribe to. He's an engine expert. And so I gave him a call and we had a nice conversation on the phone and went over everything, and I think I've determined what's wrong. I'm flooding it, and having that elevated fuel pump is a problem, or that fuel line elevated because it's putting more gas into it. The gas needs to be drawn up. So he told me how to build a simple check valve with parts I have on hand, and I'm in the process of doing that now, hence the grease. So there will be one more part to this, and Lord willing, we will get this thing puff puff thumping. So did you click? Did you click the thumbs up? Now's a good time. And that's it. That's all there is to say about this. We'll see you tomorrow.